Aloha, gang, and welcome to Missing Mondays. We've got a new story about a young man who went missing, and the police are extremely concerned about. So pull up a seat, let me get the treats for the pups, and I'll see you right around the corner.
Aloha and welcome to the Local My Life.
Hey, gang, I knew they'd start barking the moment I started talking. It's like, I can talk. I've actually practiced talking here just to see if they could get used to me talking and not trigger them. Never fails. Every single time it triggers them. But I brought the stroller back for those of you who could see someone peeking in the corner there. And I'm giving treats to the others right now. So we'll see how this works. So welcome, gang. I hope everyone's having a good day here. I just realized, let me mute that. I am totally not, hey guys. Okay, Cheeto time it is. Okay, welcome everywhere. Cheetos, exactly. Sleuth Mom, you're reading my mind, girl. You are so reading my mind right now. Sorry, let me reorganize this. Okay, that's better. Now I can see the chat. I couldn't see the chat at first, and that's not good. That is definitely not good. So Gulf Coast is here. Okay, let me go back to the top real quick and see who we got there. So yes, Sleuth Mom was in here. I was sitting here putting the finishing touches on a few pictures and stuff like that, and I saw her pop in, and it was like, yes. I am trying. Thank you to the person who reminded me of a great way to shut a dog up and teach them not to bark. Soda can with change in it. I am not going to do it during the live because I don't want to break your eardrums each time I do it. But we're going to try that and see if I can train a puppy not to bark. In the meantime, you can say hi, Cassie, before I let you down. Yes. Okay, go down. Okay, so welcome, Sleuth Mom and then Gulf Coast. You, my dear. I love you, my dear. My other tropical gal out there. So, and I'll be frank, was early. Yes, you were, my dear. And Sherry said, "Die my Wheel of Time." Yes. I can't wait till the next season comes out for Wheel of Time. That's going to be, for those of you who have not read the books, the TV show, Netflix, whatever, it was not Netflix, it was I forget, Amazon, was good, but yeah, definitely worthwhile. Hey, Cassie, come here. And literally the dog never barks out the window until I go live. And now we bark. So let's see, who else do we have here? Let's see. So I had Sherry in. Let me get someone up. Oh, that's the wrong dog to get up here. And I'm trying to get the one who will bark outside. Who else do we have? Kelly. Hey, Kelly, how you doing, my dear? And Savage is here. Hello, Savage. And where is Mike? Cassie. Okay, let's put you back in the stroller where you're under control. Okay. Loco mia, loco my. We got this going. Cassie, stop it. Okay, I think that's everyone in chat right now. Interspersed with all the dogs saying hi and stuff like that. You know how that's going to work out. So hopefully they'll calm down in a second. Cheeto. Didn't work. Okay, so I mentioned to you guys I had a new story today. Was looking around to see if there were any new people that had recently come up as endangered, okay, things like that. And went, hey, Elizabeth, how you doing? And I came across this one young man here. And let me pull him up, Tyler. And I'm sorry, I am going to probably pronounce this wrong. Tyler Shahnarad is what I'm thinking it is. He's from Texas and is 17 years old. Now, there's very, very little information about him right now. Okay, I will be honest about that. He went missing at the end of Feb, so 220, I think it was 226 he went missing. Not sure if it was a runaway type situation. I'm suspecting that's it, but that's completely speculation. Completely speculation. Thank you, those of you who are sharing. I love you guys so much. Thanks for doing that. I mean, that's what I love, this whole community. We're always out there sharing everyone's information and stuff like that. And it's the passion. That's what it is. It's this passion I see in this community every single day. every single video, everyone's in chats just talking up a storm about, okay, what can be done here? What can be done here? We care. There's people who really, truly care here. So Tyler did go missing. Again, no idea exactly how. Couple days afterwards, police came out with the information that they are very concerned about his well-being and they feel he is endangered. Now, why? I don't know. I'm not honestly sure why he is considered endangered at this point. I'm sure they have more information that we're not, that's the way it always is. They have information we don't have. Texas EquuSearch is on this case. They are very heavily pushing this case right now and trying to get it spread out there. Tyler went missing, and I brought up this one picture, and you noticed in the little poster, I had not only his picture, but the picture of this outfit with the black pants and the green or yellow shirt, jacket. They are saying that is what they suspect he was wearing when he went missing. Now, of course, like many of us know, if someone is a runaway, they probably aren't wearing that same outfit for that long. Okay, at some point they're going to change, yeah? And but there's also worries. If all of a sudden you see clothes that match that somewhere, it becomes a clue as to where he possibly could be now. So we really don't have a lot to go on other than the fact that he went away. I did see one place where his name, instead of Tyler, was mentioned as Xavier, Xavier. Like Professor X, for all of us comic book fans out there. So it's very passable. Maybe he's not going by the name Tyler. He could be going by the name Xavier very, very easily. So something to keep in the back of your head. He also has dirty blonde hair and hazel eyes. I did hear something where his mother felt he may have dyed his hair dark. Wrigley, come here. And also, there is a very good possibility he doesn't look this way at this point. But again, what worries us, and we talk about this all the time, okay, runaways are more endangered than any group that we see out there because they're putting themselves out to this element that quite often has a criminal element standing right next to it. So getting that information out is extremely important. He also has a mole on his upper left chest. Okay, so the upper left side of his chest, he does have a mole. So more information to think. Now, where he's gone, we don't know. Okay, just the same way we don't know what happened when he disappeared. There was no real story. There's not been a lot of information outside of what we're getting from Texas EquuSearch and a couple posts here and there. But it's very possible. He could be in Texas. He could be in another area by now. We know how quickly, okay, here we are right now with it being, March 7th. He's been gone we're coming up on 10 days here. So I agree, Savage. I wish they'd stop using the term runaway because it gives us, especially those of us who are older, it gives us this feeling of what runaways were like when we were younger. Okay, you ran away and you hung around. Okay, you hung out with your friends and stuff like that. And that danger side was there, but it was not necessarily what it is now. And I think it's something we need to start working with, is letting people realize runaways are not just someone wants to, come here, Wrigley. Come here, let's come over here to Aunt. Come on. Okay, I got 2 of them here. That should help. 2 of them in the stroller. Yes. And the stroller worked wonders in the other room, so we'll see how it works here. So, yeah, the whole term runaway just gives everyone this happy-go-lucky feeling of freedom. Runaway gets this idea connection with freedom. It's not freedom. Oh boy, we are having fun now, aren't we? Cheeto on the ground. So the more we can go about with letting people realize, okay, what happens? What is the thing that comes out of running away? Okay, it isn't the thing where you just go to a friend's house and you hang out at a friend's house. You're out on the street in the middle of the winter when it's cold. Okay, and at some point, if you follow all this thing through, you're having to make decisions. How are you going to get money? How are you going to get clothes? How are you going to do all those things? Exactly, savage. And then that's the other side of it. They're running away from something. So and the majority of runaways are coming from the system. Honestly, the majority of the runaways are coming from the system. Something is happening. We just saw that with the Harmon children, the siblings, the two boys and the girl. They ran away from a foster care setting. They had just gotten to the foster care setting, but something happened that made them feel like they needed to make this decision to go on the run. Something, and it may have been, we don't know. They didn't want to be separated and they were possibly scared of being separated. Maybe they had heard something about, who knows? But there's something that is leading. No child I'm not going to say no because there's always that one out there, but most children do not run away because they are happy-go-lucky at home with no problems whatsoever. Now, the problem may be just normal teenage drama. Okay, we all remember those days. But more times than not, there's something that needs to be addressed. Okay, a couple of us here who've been following missing children, especially on the runaway section, find runaways who are repeat runaways. I've reported on a couple of them here where they run away, they're found, they come back, and then within 1 year, they've gone and run away again. So what's happening? What's changing? Okay, and this might be part of what we need to be looking at as a community. Part of it, yes, is the system. Okay, are we doing things like therapy? Are we doing things like listening to what the children actually need? Okay, are we creating a safe place for them to be able to open up about their concerns? Because many of these, I'm not saying all foster care, because there's some amazing, amazing foster parents out there. I mean, amazing. But there's also some not as good. And those end up, they run away hoping they have to make a decision, which is more dangerous and more of an upsetting situation. What they have where they're living right now, even if it's their own house. Okay, they may be dealing with abuse in their house, things like that. We don't know what's going on, but something's happened to lead to that point. So we have to look at that. And that is let's look at the system. Let's do that. But maybe it is pulling up our educational system into everything. How do we utilize the educational system when we are looking at addressing issues like this? If a person runs away, how do we react to it afterwards? Are there ways we can help support that child and that family? Because 9 times out of 10, there's a family dynamic that needs to be looked at also. So, Sleuth Mom, thanks for sharing that link because, yeah, if people are thinking about running away, there's so many options out there. And that might actually be a great live for us someday. For those people who are thinking about running away, what are options for them and all that? Hey, Sherry. Oh, there's Sherry. I did say hi to Sherry, but there's Karen. And so Tyler is definitely, my suspicion is in that category of someone who may have run away. We don't know, though. I've seen people his age, they didn't run away, but we jumped for it real quickly saying, oh, they're a teenager, it must be a runaway. And you know what? Maybe they got into a car accident, hit their head, and they can't remember things. Okay, someone, when I was looking at Tyler, made a comment that they thought they had seen him in the neighborhood that they lived. And they said something felt off about him. Something just, they couldn't quite figure out what it was, but something just didn't seem right, like he was confused or something like that. So could that be true? We don't know. And that's where the police come in. The police will do that stuff. Our job is to get these pictures out so we can share these pictures with people and see what we can get. Okay, and hopefully bring him home and take a look at things. So, um, I am going to talk about one other thing after we finish up on Tyler, because I knew this was going to be a little shorter one, but I did want to address another case that a lot of us were following back in early 2021. But before we do that, I did want to let you guys know, Tyler, so he's 17 years old and went missing on the 26th of February from Spring, Texas. Not sure how big that is. I'm suspecting it's a fairly small town because I have never heard of that one. He's 5'6" and 120 pounds. He has dirty blonde hair and hazel eyes, and was last seen wearing a bright green or yellow jacket. So very similar to what you're seeing in that picture. I have seen where people have asked where that picture came from. Is that potentially the last photo of him that we have? That I don't know. I find it very interesting that this outfit matches what we're seeing in that picture. So my gut, okay, the sleuth in me, yeah, sleuth mom, okay, is saying, something, there's a connection there because it does match. Okay, it's a very bright green or yellow jacket, black sweatpants. That's definitely looks like what he's wearing there, and black tennis shoes. So we may be looking at a picture of what he was wearing at the time he disappeared. That may actually be his last picture. The town is a fairly small, not far from Dallas, north. Okay, north of Dallas, potentially. Awesome. Thanks, Savage. Yeah, I was born in Texas. I got family in Texas, and I've never heard of Spring. So I was like, okay, it's got to be a little bit on the small side. That's for sure. So, if anyone has any information, maybe you've seen him, maybe you've heard someone who's seen him, seen a gang. This is the other thing. We keep talking about, well, we share these pictures and we share these stories for that one person who might have seen them. How many times are we scrolling through YouTube shorts or TikToks or Instagram stuff, all these things that have pictures of other people in the background? What are the chances that someday someone gets caught in the background? Oh, yes, Sleuth Mom, I am definitely parched. Some iced tea would help, trust me. Actually, cotton mouth, not good. But aside from that, thank you, my dear. And, Tyler, Texas. Okay, yeah, Tyler I've actually heard of. So, yeah, I got to take a look at exactly where that is. But if you have any information, you've seen him, maybe you see something, someday you're watching a short, and it's at a mall or something, and you see one of these children in the background, that's the reason why we share it. Because any of us have that potential of seeing one of these people. Okay, please call the Harris County Sheriff's Office at 713-755-7427. As I said, Texas, yeah, exactly. Karen, you're right. I do talk super fast. And on at 2 speed, it's Tyler is 17 years old. So he's 17 years old, 5'6", and 120 pounds. Dirty blonde hair and hazel eyes. So hopefully that makes it a little easier. Texas EquuSearch is on looking for him too. So if anyone has any information and doesn't want to call the Harris County Sheriff's Department, please feel free to give them a call too. So hopefully we can get some information out there and see what we can do at getting him home to his family, and then they can address whatever they need to address. And so next, I wanted to bring up a case. I'm going to leave this up as I start talking about this. I think it was last February or so, there was a little 18-month-old who went missing here in Hawaii. Okay, her name was Kaitana Ankog. She went missing, and very quickly the story started coming out that her father had confessed to killing her. And so we've been kind of sitting, waiting for things to come together, indictment on this case, and we have started getting some updates on that. So let me pull this over so I can start doing this. I did want to address this because I know a lot of people were really, really invested in Kaitana's case. It was one of the first ones that I was very, very interested in, especially because it happened here. And then very quickly after that, we had Ariel. It was just a bad year in Hawaii in general. So her father did appear in court. We, like so many other states right now, have a major backlog for trial dates and stuff because of COVID. But he did come in. And for those of you who have not, let me ask actually, in chat, put a 1 if you have heard about Kaitana's story. Put a 2 if you have never heard of Kaitana's story. And I'd be interested in knowing, because she was one of those that did not get a lot of coverage. A few people, because she is so adorable. I mean, those cheeks. So a lot of you guys had never heard of. Okay, it's looking like we've got quite a few of you who did not. So I will go a little bit more in depth as we go through this. And also, a little boy is wanting to. There. Ooh, that worked. I just felt him run away. And also, it's here. Hey, Siren. I love you, my dear. So Kaitana, okay, so Sleuth Mom's our only one who really remembers her. So yeah, she was a sweetheart. And for those of us here in Hawaii, you can notice on her wrist, that little bracelet there, that's a Hawaiian bracelet. All of us here, they're usually made of gold or silver, usually gold. And they have your name on it. And a lot of kids get one for their first birthday. So I'm sitting here looking at this, and there's so many just signs of a loving family and all that. And then to all of a sudden find out about the dad. And bad news, they have not found her body yet. However, that is not stopping the state from going after Rick. Come on, Cass. Going after him and getting him up on charges. So we'll kind of go through this real quickly. Just, okay, this is her piece of shit dad. Excuse me, but I am going to say it the way I see it. Okay, so her dad is a 41-year-old Travis. Travis, okay, as it said here, he's in our jail system right now. He's at Halava Correctional Facility, and he's on a $2 million bond. He has been there since he confessed. Okay, in this case, and it's going to go further into it, so I'm not going to say it all right away, but basically what ended up happening is he beat his daughter to, and this is what scares me, what he thinks was death. She looked lifeless. And at that point, they stuffed her away, and one of his friends took and disposed of the body. He says he doesn't know where she is, and no one's speaking. So yes, another Karen, another missing body, and it's so freaking frustrating because to me, it's bad enough when these people do what they've done to these people. Okay, I'm not just children. I could say children, but it's not just children. It's children, it's adults. They've taken away their life. And then to go and take it even further by not even giving them the ability to be buried in a place where family members who truly love and care for them can go and spend time. In Hawaii, it's very common, I'm sure it is on the mainland too, where we actually go have lunch with our dead loved family members. We actually will take picnics with ourselves, and we will pull the whole family, extended family together, and we will sit in the cemetery around the headstone and have dinner. Okay, these are things that we do. Family is important. And to know people like this who they don't give a shit, they are so, excuse me, but fucking selfish, that they don't care about anyone but themselves. So he did allegedly confess to beating his daughter to death. Again, 18-month-old little girl. According to the documents, according to they did grant for a mental evaluation back in August, I think. Yeah, August. And it looks like he was deemed fit for court. They were going to try to go that route. It did not work. He was examined by 3 different doctors, and no, that's not going to work out in this case. Um, One of the cases is like, nope, he can come up, as this is stating here. So one doctor did not complete an interview, and the other refused to participate. So don't even get me started on that. We deal with a lot of shit. Okay, Sleuth Mom knows about this one with Ariel. We've dealt with a lot of shit and a lot of things where people have tried to put a stop to justice or finding her or things like that. And something like this, where you have 3 different attorneys who were, three different doctors who were asked to take a look at this, and only one of them were willing to come through. How does Hawaii, Karen, how does Hawaii feel about the Hawaiian culture not having a body to bury? I'm not sure about true Hawaiian culture. Okay, when I say true Hawaiian culture, I mean people who are Hawaiian. Okay, because I may live and be local here, I'm not Hawaiian. Okay, Hawaiian is the actual ethnic culture. And I'm not sure exactly where they feel with a lot of that. However, I do feel to some degree we are an island state. And unfortunately, we have a lot of family members who will go out sailing and something happens out at sea and they don't have a body. So the ocean becomes very important at that point. That's one reason why you have a lot of burials at sea. You have a lot of things where we paddle out, okay, and we spread ashes and stuff like that. So I do feel at some point there is the thing of knowing that, you know what, the nature as a whole, we are all part of nature and we're returning to that. So I think that's a lot of it, but I think there's also a lot of people who come from other areas of being able to, they want to go sit. They want to go wherever that loved one is. And they know if their loved one is at sea, okay, and perished in an accident at sea, they can go to the ocean and be with their loved one. They know if their loved one is in a cemetery, they can go to the cemetery and be with their loved one. So I guess I would say that's probably it. Yeah, the paddling out, Karen, if anyone ever has a chance, you guys have always heard Brutta Is, and the guy who did Somewhere Over the Rainbow, the ukulele version, he passed away very young. And they did a whole, okay, I'm going to post that to my community page. It's one of the most amazing, just the feel. Everyone comes together as a circle and they all start paddling. Okay, so you get the, it's amazing. It's really amazing to watch. And the emotion of it tied to it, because there is so much, it's all about them coming together and going back to this gorgeous place we live and being part of it. So I hope that helps answer a little bit at least. So right now, because of that only one doctor got back and everything, the hearing was adjourned until the other doctors finally comply with this, and they need to do that. I'm sorry. Okay, if they've signed up to do stuff like this, this is their job and they need to do that. So, story about that. Yes, Frank, Ohana means family. Family means never getting left behind. So true, though. Actually, it is true. It was a beautiful tribute, definitely. So Kaitana was last seen alive on January 31st of last year, so a little over a year ago, okay, 13 months ago. Her mom dropped her off at her dad's house in Aiea. On February 11th, the police opened the missing person case, okay, because they kept trying to get her, trying to contact her. They kept going to Rodriguez, saying, okay, where is she? What's going on? And nothing happened. And all of a sudden, I'm just not going to reply whatsoever. I'll just shut up and no one will care if I shut up. Everyone will forget there's a missing little girl out there. So police finally were like with Rodriguez, okay, no, we need to open this case. We have a major issue here going on at this point. 2 days later, they started pulling them aside, interviews, things like that. And 2 days later, he was named a person of interest in the case. We found out very quickly through that he had confessed to actually being part of two people who were involved in killing and hiding her after her death. During his interview on February 4th, he said he had beaten Kaitana and shook her until she appeared lifeless. This is what scares the shit out of me. Okay, someone goes and says appeared lifeless. Okay, anyone who's been in healthcare knows people can appear lifeless and be back, things like that, and it scares the hell out of me for this little sweet thing. Okay, he placed her body in a duffel bag and then contacted his friend Scott Michael Carter, who you're seeing in the picture here, and asked him to get rid of the body. And that's why he's now able to say, "Oh, I don't know where she is. Only this guy knows where she is." So it became this whole thing going on between these two. Goes on, according to court documents, a witness says he saw, the dad, piece of shit dad, slapping and kicking Kaitana, then trying to give her a methamphetamine pipe and telling people around, "See, that's what she likes." Piece of shit, basically, all the way. Witness did say that she came back to her house after that, and came back to the house a little bit, went back home, came back, and saw the little girl with bruising on her face and her legs, and looked like she was dangling, like she was lifeless. Sleuth mom, exactly. Who can do something like this to a baby? Yeah. I look at cases like this. I look at cases like Kamari's, which we have updates for also, which I'm hoping maybe I can go live tomorrow with an update on Kamari. It's sickening. So Scott Michael called, hide the body, and of course, Dad now can sit there and say, "Oh, well, I don't know where she is," in this hope that if they don't have a body, they cannot get a conviction. Well, that's not stopping this in this case. Okay, he's already on $2 million bond. Okay, there is a search. They've been looking. They have never been able to find her body. But the case does not stop. Okay, they are going to keep looking for her. This is one of the kids that in Hawaii, the friends shut up pretty heavily too, because also jail. There's a lot going on, and maybe what I should do at some point here, I will do a more in-depth case, on this, because I haven't heard a lot in the last, say, 6 months or so. I think over the summer was the last I had heard about this case. But I think it's important for all of us. So many of us, we follow a case when we hear about it, and we hear how horribly it ends. "Hey, Cherry girl, love you. Love you, my dear." And I think I just saw Christola there too. "Hey, Christola." We all see these cases and we all get upset, and we hear how they end up, and we get upset even more. But then they're done. Unless we're getting something shown to us over and over and over, we forget that the case is still out there. We forget that there are still family and friends who are mourning the person. We forget that justice still needs to be seen. And I think it's important for us. I know originally I was like, okay, I'm just going to show people who are missing and stuff. And then I started realizing, no, it's so much more than that. We need to make sure it's not just about finding someone, it's making sure we have justice for the ones that we could not find in time. Okay, we have the ability to try to bring a little peace to the family who's having, closure is never going to happen. Peace is never going to happen. You can't give them back what was taken away. Kamari is never going to be able to come back to her dad. And he is going to have to live with that the rest of his life. Kaitana's mom is going to always have to live with this thought of, I took my baby and dropped her off at her dad's house, and her dad sat there and did all this and now I don't have my little girl. You can't, there's no way. So yeah, I think there's definitely, as we continue, we'll continue looking at cases like this. If there are other cases, because they deserve whatever justice can be given. Okay, these piece of shits out there need to be put away. Okay, before they can do something to hurt someone else. We just saw that with Cummery. Okay, that guy had been in trouble for how many times? He had hurt how many different people? Potentially killed his own child. And yet it took Cummery being sold into sold into trafficking by her mom, raped, murdered, and I'm sorry for using the R word, but it's the way it is, and the family has to see it as what it is too. Okay, murdered. And then, and I'm sorry, gang, this is information that I just found more about today. Okay, after being killed, then assaulted again on videotape. That should never have happened because that guy should have been in fucking jail. Excuse my language, but he should have been in fucking jail. Plain and simple. And we need to step up and start saying, no, I'm sorry. There is no excuse for this stuff. These people need to be in jail. Plain and simple, Cassie. Grab a Cheeto. And I think the dog can tell I'm upset. So we're going to keep telling their stories. Does it hurt? Hell yes, it hurts. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if it hurts for people to have to hear these stories. I'm sorry. But you know what? The family members are having to hurt 10 times worse, 100 times worse. And if all we can do is push a case until someone finally says enough is enough, and we're going to put a stop to it, we'll do that. We don't have a lot we can do from our houses that are thousands of miles away from other people. Okay? Even when it's just 10 miles away from someone, you feel like you don't have a lot you can do once you hit a certain place. But hell, there's a hell of a lot we can do. We have voices. Every one of us in this chat. I mean, look, Savage, Sleuth Mom. Okay, Frank's in every single one of the chats all the time. Sherry's out there. Okay, Lip Lock No More. I mean, all these people who are working their butts off to get the word out. Okay, on the cases that are the cases that have disappeared so no one talks about anymore, or the cases that just don't have all the views. No. These people have a voice, and that voice is this community. That's what it is, plain and simple. So, and I'm sorry, I totally went out on a complete rant. Anyone who knows me knows I have a tendency of being able to do that. And also, but gang, I don't want to take this little girl's face off of there because those little chubby cheeks, that little chin, and her little plumeria in her ear and her bracelet. It's just, I don't want to take it up, but at the same time, I don't want people to forget about how we started this live, and that was Tyler. Tyler is out there right now. Okay, yes. Kaitana is going to have justice. That will happen. Her family will have justice. But Tyler needs our help now. Tyler is out there somewhere out there right now. The police feel he is in danger right now and needs our help in getting the shares out, getting the pictures out. Okay, for those of you who are on Instagram, I'll be sharing the Instagram size for your stories so you can put it up that way. Just getting that out there. We've got a picture. I mean, what are the chances of actually having a picture of the outfit that the person disappeared in? It's all right here for us. We just got to find that right person. There's someone out there who knows this. We just got to find that person. They're out there. It's just finding that person. And we got it. So you guys are awesome. I say it every single time. I mean, all of us sit here and we deal with this day in, day out. And a lot of us will sit there and talk with each other because we feel the stress, we feel the emotions. This type of thing can get rough for a lot of us. And that's why people will be like, you know what? Maybe I'll focus on these other because I can kind of separate myself from it a little bit easier. But I sit there and I look at what is going on with this community and how people are like, yeah, you know, I can tell you were having a rough time on that video. Hey, I'm here if you need to talk. We're all here for each other for that. So, gang, if you're not subbed to these people, please do. Please do. I'm going to, okay, please get their name out because we're all covering different cases. That's what's amazing. You've got a group of people here, and every single one of us is covering a different case. And many times 4 or 5 cases in 1 week. So who's going live next, by the way? I see it here in chat, gang. Sleuth Mom's going live in 45 minutes. Let me see. Sleuth Mom, you want to drop your link in there for anyone who doesn't have your link already there? Please, gang, go visit and hear the story of someone else who needs our help. So I love all you guys tons. I am on my way actually to go see a movie with one of my good YouTube friends. We actually set up from across the country that we're watching the movie at the same time. So that's what this community is actually about. It's about all of us coming together and caring about each other, and I love it. So Chris is live right now. Okay, perfect. Can someone get Chris? Wait, let me try to do that so I can send while you guys are waiting on Sleuth Mom. Let me get Chris's live. Sorry, gang. Give me just a second unless someone beats me to it. Monsters under. There we go. I see it. You do not need to hear him talking right there. Let's do a quick raid for Chris on Monsters Under Our Bed. And here is his video right now. So if you guys go on, let me pin that one real quickly. Wrong pin. There we go. If you guys want to head on over there, okay, and just let him know that we love him and all the work that he does, because every single live, he's there with a missing person. Every single live, he's got a different person to tell their story about at the end. And I love him for that. So I hope to see you guys over there. I'm going to head there myself. Let's drain this room out real quickly. I love you guys. Thank you all so much for everything. I will see you on the other side. Okay, let's show him a little support as a full community here. And please don't forget Tyler. Don't forget to get his information out to people. Thank you, Sleuth Mom. I will, and I'll be peeking in on you. I don't actually leave for another 45 minutes. So actually, I'll be peeking in on you. You got it. Can't miss your video. No way. Love all you guys so much. Okay, we'll see if we're draining. We're not draining quite here. So I'm going to finish it up and make it drain. So I love you guys. Sherry, I love you so much, sis. Love you, my dear. I will see all you guys over at Chris's. See you soon, Christola. That's an awesome sub. She's worth a sub. She's really, I mean, she works her butt off for this. So thank you all so much. I will see you soon. Love each of you guys. Aloha, and have a great